Now here's an interesting headline, which can't possibly be true because we've been in recovery mode. The recession officially ended April 2009. So what I'm about to read you can't be true. It must be fake. So why am I reading it, right? Because this can't be real. 23% of small business owners went a year without pay. What? In this country, in this badass, badass as in cool, good economy, this awesome recovery, that's not possible. Come on. 23% of small business owners went a year without pay last year, Breitbart reported. Barack Obama has said the private sector is doing fine. He just said that. Really? Interesting. Tell that to small business owners. A new survey by Citigroup shows that 23% of small business owners have gone more than 1 year without pay. The study also says that 54% of them have gone without at least one paycheck. 38% of them said their employees had worked overtime without being compensated, and 18% said that they had been unable to make a paycheck for their employees at least once. During recent years, 78%, and that's recent years as in the time we're talking about this whole crap started in 2008. During recent years, 78%, now that's huge, of the owners have taken less profit, 70% have been working more hours, and 69% have used their own funds in order to keep their businesses afloat. And I can tell you by reading that last line, 78%, the 70%, that whole thing, I know more than one person that has done that. Business owners, or the person they work for, their owner, etc., the one they work for, or the owner or owners directly. I can tell you that myself. So when I see this, it's not shocking one bit. There can't possibly be a recovery. And it's just amazing how we are just told to just keep believing in this crap. And not even keep believing in it. Hey, on hopes of Greek vote, the market rallies on Friday. But the Greek vote didn't take place yet. That's all right, on hopes that the Greek vote takes place on Sunday and goes well somehow, markets rally. Really? On hope. So now we don't have to worry about any fundamentals. Forget fundamentals that are driving forces that you can't change. Forget those, and let's change our whole outlook and the markets and everything up. Let's change that to hope. Matter of fact, let's go back to Obama's 2008 slogan, campaign slogan. Hope and change. We'll believe, we'll go forward. You clients want to come over here and invest in this new, capital management company. We're going to take care of you. We're going to invest your money. Well, what do you guys invest in? Actually, we don't know. We just kind of wing it and hope it does well. You want to put your money in our bank? Well, hell yeah. Hell yeah, where do I sign up? You guys are just hoping, a wing and a prayer that you do well. I mean, I'm all in. I want to put all my retirement through you guys. You wouldn't dare do that. But right now, this whole system, as they say, up is down, down is up, left is right, right is left, wrong is right, right is wrong. This is incredible. So where's this recovery? And how does one protect themselves from this getting worse? Well, when this started a few years ago, should have been buying gold and silver, precious metals. End of story. Even today, at today's prices for both gold and silver compared to where they were in 2008 even, are incredibly high. So all this extra, I haven't made a paycheck, and I had to miss a paycheck, and I couldn't pay for overtime. If you had a little bit of that profit you were taking back then that you were happy with taking, and just dumped it into silver the whole time, you'd be skating right through this right now. You'd be skating right through this. Assuming you actually applied a decent amount into silver, not a tiny bit of silver, but worst case scenario, the silver keeps your lifestyle straight, right where it's at. Better case, or best case scenario, You don't just keep your lifestyle here when silver goes crazy soon, after all this crap comes falling down on us, this whole economic situation worldwide comes crashing down. You will not just skate through. You will do phenomenally well. When I first started doing my videos telling people to get into silver, it was never with the intention of just, you're gonna be the most profitable person in the world and you're gonna make, you're gonna be somewhat rich. No, it was all about protecting your wealth. And as I learned more myself, studied more, seen what was happening, see the government doing these bailouts that I didn't even could fathom they would do back then, and they did do them, makes that little, oh, it'll protect your wealth, turn into, holy crap, it's gonna skyrocket one of these days soon. Sometime in the near future, it's gonna get out of control. And you wanna make sure you are on that roller coaster on the way up, not the way down. And you also don't wanna get on that roller coaster when the roller coaster is all the way at the top. And at the top is $400, $500, $600 silver. And then you decide, now I wanna get in. Because it will be a bubble at some point. When the masses find out and the paper gets exposed, that they just print more paper to keep the price. By the way, matter of fact, let me get on that. JP Morgan, I'll just write it the other day through Jim Sinclair and a couple others, just went out and dumped, basically flooded out, it was at least 5,000 contracts, somewhere between around 25,000 ounces of silver on the market, when all other data fundamentals would push silver and gold both back up. Especially silver. Silver just kind of hung out, didn't really move, just kind of stood still. Everything else should have pushed silver up based off of the other news, and it didn't. And of course, naturally you'd say, well, how could these fundamentals, that when you have fundamentals, that means cause and reaction, cause and effect. Fundamental equals the effect, or causes the effect. So why in silver, even though we've seen it over the last several years, there's definitely something pushing the price up. Why right now, or this particular time when this major fundamental comes out, silver's just sitting there? That's like defies the laws of gravity, right? Defies physics and science. Well, that's because it's being manipulated. You have JP Morgan just simply print out these new short positions, boom, here you go, and they flood the market with new paper short positions that weren't there before. But there's no physical silver that was ever purchased, one way or the other, to back those contracts. So it's no different than saying I just turned on my printer, kind of like the Federal Reserve does and prints paper. I printed a bunch of futures contract, we're going to sell them short and flood the market so that when these fundamentals kick in here shortly, that's going to definitely drive silver up into the high 30s probably rapidly. We're going to stop it dead in its tracks because any extra demand that comes into the silver market, there's already a certain amount of contracts, we'll even add more to put those fires out. So now they're flooding even more paper, unbacked, keyword, unbacked paper, into the market to keep the prices of silver down. The longer they continue to do this, the shorter amount of time we're gonna have to wait before it explodes in their face and they can't make good on delivery contracts. So when the futures contracts becomes, here's the rest of my money, give me my physical goods, there's delays. How could you have delays? You guys have, how many billions and billions and billions of dollars of contracts out there. All these people have silver somewhere that they're holding onto these contracts. That means you have it in store. What do you mean you don't have it? Well, most of the time we're supposed to leverage 10 to 1, which means we are supposed to have one thing of physical silver for every 10 contracts. Because we know everybody doesn't come in at once and demand delivery. But over the last several years, we've allowed it to get absurdly out of hand, and it's well over 100 to 1. So now there's well over 100 pieces of paper for that one real physical contract or physical goods, physical amount of silver. In this case, a contract is 5,000 ounces of silver. So if there's 100 of them and each one represents 5,000 ounces, that should be 500,000 ounces they have, and they don't. They've only got the one, 5,000 ounces, that's it. But everybody plays the paper game. No one ever demands delivery, hardly ever. We got this under control. And what happened last December? MF Global happened. 1/3 of gold and silver deliveries being demanded, gone. You didn't get them. Have a nice day. Coincidentally, as I said before, Hugo Chavez asked for all of his gold back from the Fed and London. Same exact time frame, just before December kicked in and just before MF Global kicked in. What are the chances of that? You be the judge. Anyways, gotta run. Take care.